Salamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm sorry that I'm late upon my video. I had, let's just say, a lot of more important things to take care of. And me, myself, personally, I tend to take care of more important things than anything else that I have a kid. But this video is always, as always, is presented by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who that? You know, this is my favorite squad. It's all around my desk on my shirt and my heart on my sleeves. That game, it honestly looked like we're somewhat heading into the right direction. I say somewhat due to the fact that you synced it and I synced it also. It's a lot of areas of concern. It's a lot of areas that we can clean up, and there's a lot of things that we can do to pick up our offense and also pick up our defense. One of the key pointers that I actually synced in the Detroit game. I was not worried about how we started off because if you are a Saints fan, you've been a Saints fan, dude. We had more games starting off like that we won than anything. We always come back and win games like that. You better get us when we first come out there slipping. You better go up 14. You better hope we don't get the ball and get back at you. Because if we do, we're going to take over the game. That's what we always do. Imagine the Super Bowl. Think about the Super Bowl game. We was down. One thing I have to point out before I get any further, we ran the ball more than we threw the ball. If we look back at the NFL season when we won the Super Bowl, we were balanced. We threw the ball. I loved it when we threw the ball because at that time now we had talent. Lance Moore, Marcus Colston, Robert Meacham, Dever Henderson. Those guys were elite to the New Orleans Saints organization, not elite players out there. Colston, yes, a dog. But we balanced. Mike Bell, balanced. Reggie Bush, balanced. P.I. Thomas, balanced. We had guys coming from everywhere. And now Hamilton, people forgot about him. Balanced. We was doing our thing. This year, I don't know what it is, but I think Sean Payton is scared to do this again. Like, he was forced to run that ball this game. Now, you know Drew Brees ain't been having his best year so far, the first 2 weeks, which I believe most of that is due to your play calling. And in all actuality, it is. If you think about it, everybody said that Drew Brees couldn't throw the ball past 20 yards. How many times have we attempted to throw the ball past 20 yards in the first 2 weeks? But he knew that he had to lay up there and establish a run game. It seemed as though he does not like to. I mean, you're paying him $75 million. You're paying him 3/4 of $100 million. You know what I mean? We have to utilize Alvin Kamara. I think the 19 carries that he had last week, that probably been the highest carries that he had in his career. That's sad. Mark Ingram, I don't think ever touched the ball 30 times, ran the ball 30 times. I tried to Google the last time that the Saints ran the ball more than 30 times, and I couldn't find it. I could not find it. Deuce McAllister is probably the last running back for the New Orleans Saints that ran the ball 30 times. It does not happen in the NFL no more, and certainly it didn't happen with the Saints organization. There's some teams in the NFL that still do that. Jacobs for Raiders, I'm pretty sure he'll get 30 touches. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm pretty sure he can get 30 touches. There's some good running backs in the NFL that still require 30 carries to get. You know, when you run the ball, you establish a balance. I remember Zach Streif saying that after one game. He's like, yeah, I love to run the ball because when we run the ball, we get comfortable. Not when we constantly on our heels. Think about it. When we pass the ball, they're on their heels. You got a 300-pounder always on his heels. You know what I'm saying? When you run the ball, he can push forward instead of always diving back. And with the New Orleans Saints organization, when we established a run game, in the words of John Gruden, who used to analyze on Monday Night Game, he said it. The Saints are best when they run the ball. Did you hear what Jonathan Vilma said? The Saints are best when they run the ball. When we established that run game, I believe Alvin Kamara averaged 4.4 on 19 carries for 83 yards. Latavius Murray, he averaged 4.6. I always keep up with that. He averaged 4.6. 14 carries and 64 yards. Ground and pound. Murray out of the backfield is good. Kamara out of the backfield is elite. Look at the way Kansas City do it, the way San Francisco do it with their backs. They utilize their backs. Those are not necessarily receivers, but there are 3 more receivers. There are 2 more receivers on the field when they're out there. Alvin Kamara, did you see the third and 3rd when he did the fade and go? He could beat a cornerback any day. He did that against Minnesota in the playoff game we lost with the Minneapolis Miracle. we finally got the take with Emmanuel Sanders. It's always been there. We never attempted to go to him like we attempted to go to him this Sunday past. We targeted him like what 8 or 9 times. He produced 6 catches for 93 yards and what a touchdown or two, I believe. I believe one touchdown he had. This guy is elite. He's 33 years of age, which only matters in the NFL. Out here, you're still young and healthy, but in the NFL, you're a little older. But utilize him. He's not gonna be here for 10 years. You would want to get the best out of him right now. They looked good. That communication, that connection. You saw how Emmanuel Sanders pointed at Drew Brees like, "Let's get it." It's not Drew Brees that don't want to throw you the ball. Our offensive scheme, and if you're a Saints fan, you know this. Our offensive scheme is set up to go to one player. It's sad, bro. If one player is doing a post, Drew look over there and it's not open, all he have left is checkdowns. I don't know why this man still has this playbook. It sucks though, you know what I mean? Because I've never seen another team do this, love. Like when Drew Brees can't find that one person, there's always 2-3 yard drop offs. You know what I mean? Who was I thinking about? Our other receiver, Traquan Smith. I'm not really a fan of him. He's showing up though. I mean, that catch that he had for the touchdown, I mean, that was a spectacular catch. He had 2 touchdowns that game, I believe. In the words of Michael Thomas, he said, everything everything I told you to do, you did it. I don't know if he sees an intangible in Traquan Smith that I don't. 6'2", 210 pounds out of UCF, University of Central Florida, out the second round. I just didn't see him as a good specimen on our team. We didn't need him. Think of the likes of San Fran first round pick. I cannot pronounce his name, Acoy or something similar to that. Think about Tyreek Hill. They got him out the 3rd round. Talents. Galladay for Detroit Lions. He wasn't the 1st round pick. Out the 2nd or 3rd round. You know, we don't get talent like that. You know what I mean? The last player that was able to do a catch and go, shake a defender, break a defender, and take it to the house. Who was that? I'll wait. Who was the last defender for the New Orleans Saints, the last receiver for the New Orleans Saints, Sip C, that was able to catch a bubble screen, take it to the house? You bet not see Brandon Cook's bum ass, as you can see. We have one right now that we do not utilize, Devontae Harris. Great talent that we picked up, one of his gems that he found on the ground nobody else paid attention to. I love that kid. He needs to get on the field more and allow that man to fly, because every time he touches the ball, it's a positive and not a negative. But still thinking, the last receiver that was able to catch a slant and go and take it to the house, not even, I'm not going to say it, but he was not even good like that. I'm not gonna even give Lance Moore that title. Lance Moore was good, great route receiver. He didn't have breakaway for speed like that. It was Dante Stallworth. Wow, that's sad. The last player that we had that was able to break and go, take it 80 yards to the house, like a Odell Beckham, like a Julio Jones, like a Devontae Adams, like a DJ Metcalf, like a like a Dez Bryant, even of that level. He's not even elite like that when it comes out to speed. AJ Green, one of those type of players. The last Michael Thomas damn sure can't do that. I would have to say the Beer Man, Michael Lewis, Dante Stallworth. That was the last 1st round pick that we had that was actually worth something. I mean, he got bounced around the NFL. Caught a murder charge that a lot of people don't even know about. Hit and run just like Marshawn Lynch. That was the last player that we had. Like when it comes down to evaluating talent in the draft, I always stress that. We don't have that breakaway talent. No. Jonathan Vilma. If y'all don't know, he was the analyst for that Sunday game that we played against Detroit in Detroit. When Taysom Hill, Mr. Gadget, came out for Sean Payton, his pet, his best friend, his pal, butt buddy. Jonathan Vilma said it in his own words. Y'all can hear my analyzation come out of real life commentaries that get paid for it. Jonathan Vilma, he said, when they put him out there and take away a Hall of Fame quarterback, I feel like that's a slap in the face of Drew Brees. He said, I also believe it's a waste of down. What it was, 2nd or 3rd down, Taysom Hill in the back, fumbled it down. But I like Taysom Hill. I'm pretty sure Taysom Hill likes himself too. I know Taysom Hill know that he's been achieved. He's not an underachiever. He's an overachiever. Nobody else would have gave you a shot like Sean Payton. You know what I mean? Thank Sean Payton for giving you a shot because you're a diamond in the rough and you're a gadget. You can get out there and you have hustle and heart. You're not scared of anything. But you're not a quarterback. Him talking about Taysom Hill being the next Steve Young. On what fucking planet, man? Stop trying to boost that man up like that. But in the words of Jonathan Vilma, it's actually a waste of a down. One player that I want to let up there and bring acknowledgement to is Galloway, the one that we have. I think he was undrafted out of University of Texas. He was from Texas, a Longhorn. He only had one catch for, I believe, 12 to 20 yards, something similar to that, but it was a third down completion. Keep an eye on that dude. It's nothing about him that stands out as an elite, but it's something about him that stands out that he's better than what we usually have, what we usually see up on the field. Defensive end, Patrick P-Rod, great job on his behalf. He was looking like a first-round pick again. Ken Quarley stepped in and did some good plays. P.J. Williams, I always believe he's a starter in this league. Just like Patrick Robinson, he's a starter in this league. Malcolm Jenkins, like I said, when he was in Philadelphia, he played with the hype of being around Philadelphians, gangsters. When he was in Philadelphia, his teammates, Fletcher Cox and Graham and the rest of his teammates, when they made plays, they didn't just good job. They talk shit to the opposing offense. They talk shit to the opposing coaches. They talk shit to the opposing players. He played with the hype of Philadelphia. In New Orleans, we don't have that hype like that. As gangster as my city is, we do not have that hype like other cities have when it comes down to sports. Our players, if you look at all of their pictures, look like good boys. Think about it. Name one player on the New Orleans Saints defense that fears you. That you like, man, I won't go head up with him. I will go head up with that. Anybody on a defensive field. Any of them. DeMario Davis would be the only one I'd be like, man, I know he gonna hit hard. Any of them else after that, I go head up and blitz all of them. Straight like that. There's nobody on our defense that's actually fit. They might be somewhat respected. People might be like, look out for him, but they're not fit like Arnold Donald, Aaron Donald. They're not fit like a Khalil Mack. They're not fit like a Jadeveon Clowney. They're not fit like a Earl Thomas. They're not fit like Josh Newman. They're not fit like I'm gonna try to give you AJ Klein. Not AJ Klein. Luke Kuechly was fit. No, we don't have players like that. Our defense is not fit like Seattle. Not fit like San Francisco. Not fit like even Arizona. Detroit defense, honestly, have probably more talent than our defense when it comes down to it. More swag than it. Only time we have swag is when we create a turnover. Other than that, we just clap each other hand. Every time a play happens, we looking back like this. What happened? What happened? The IQ in our system is not benefiting our players. We have to break down that scheme, that plot that Dennis Allen, Sean Payton want them to play. That their IQ is not up for that. If your teammates, if your players are always looking like that, confused after a play, I think you need to change that scheme up. That's the only thing hindering them, dudes. You constantly got him going with this person and going. Let him just play man coverage. Stop trying to tamper to him, zone him. Let them just play man coverage so they know who they got. And don't have to worry about safety help. Or don't have to worry about this corner staying outside, this corner staying inside. Switch it up. Because you are only holding them back. Them dudes are good. They might not be the toughest guys, but they're good. But ain't no damn way you mean to tell me that this guy was in the first round and don't know an IQ of football. Marshawn Lattimore. Ain't no way that Marcus Williams was in the second round and he don't have a good IQ on the football field. Switch it up. You got them dudes doing too much on defense. They're doing too much on defense. And that's part of Sean Payton's flaw. Like I said, what's his name that played for Chicago? My old defensive tackle. He's a big-time player now. I forgot his name. But once he left the New Orleans Saints organization, he went and he said that Sean Payton want us to be like Seattle. And he's fucking up the game with that because we're not Seattle. You have to let those guys go out there and just do what they do best. Cover, not think. Just let them cover. But that's my message today. This is my sports podcast, my poetically, lyrically inclined podcast, and I'm looking forward to some feedback on my page. And as always, I'm gonna come and enlighten you on the New Orleans Saints organization and Who That Nation. Just lay up there and leave me some comments in here. Drop some hearts, drop some Florida leaves. And I'll be back next week, inshallah. I might be back throughout this week if we have any like injury updates or any additions or subtractions against our team, to our team. Just look out, be on the lookout, turn on your notifications for me on my page, hit that bell, and I'll be coming with more videos soon. I got some free time today. Today I got time. Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullah.